It's the most wonderful time of the year.
That's right, everybody, it's that wonderful time of year again, when publishers from around the world gather in Los Angeles to show us everything they'll be releasing over the next couple of years. That's right, it's E3, the gaming high holy days. This year is going to see more press conferences and big announcements than any other year on record. It's a big deal. I mean, we've got Ubisoft and EA and Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo, the usual guys, but now we've got Bethesda, Squaresoft, even PC Gamer is doing something this year. It's going to be a big friggin' year. I have a little game that helps me get through these big E3 announcements. Every time you hear them say the words DLC, pre-order, or exclusive, I usually take a drink from the old captain here. And if you wind up making it through all the press conferences still awake, well, you win, and probably so does the industry. Now, unfortunately, I'm currently in Canada, which is the logical opposite of Los Angeles, so I'm not actually there. So there's going to be some things I miss, and I'm not going to be able to cover everything. I'm just going to hit the big announcements or the big pressers and give you my 2 cents. See what they're like. But without further ado, we should probably jump right into Bethesda, because they were the first on the docket this year. Let's see what they bring into the table for their first ever E3 performance. And the first title they brought on stage is one I'm super excited for, Doom, the demonic womb that gave birth to the entire first-person shooter genre. It looks pretty good. They set out with a goal to harken back to the original Doom, which they pretty much did. All they really need now is a Christian right to blame all of society's ills on it, and we'd be golden. Oh, they have that? Oh, sweet, awesome, good job, guys. Although they seem to have dropped 4 from the end of the title, which kind of makes sense considering ID's record of games with 4 in the title. Here's one I haven't heard about before, it's Battlecry. It's another third-person combat MOBA. Okay. Next on the docket looks like it's gonna be Dishonored 2. And thank God, I really like the original Dishonored. Nobody would have guessed this game was coming out until an executive accidentally streamed the pre-show rehearsal the day before the show. So, kinda ruined the surprise. Doesn't matter though, because there's still a lot of surprises to be had in this one. Looks like you can play as a female protagonist in something I'm calling a reverse Ubisoft. And yeah, I'm kind of digging her tentacle powers and shadow monster stuff. It's going to be really cool to be able to switch between the two, Corvo and Elizabeth, and murder people in fun and interesting ways. I'm in. I'm excited for Dishonored. Next up, they're showing off some stuff on the Elder Scrolls Online. Man, the 6 people who still play that game are going to be really excited. Followed up by the first of many announcements of a Hearthstone clone, The Elder Scrolls Legends, a strategic card game. I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of these now, because Blizzard is doing so well and raking in so much goddamn money. But there's a difference. They're Blizzard. They do things with games that are border on witchcraft. So you gotta give them a little bit of slack, and you can't really follow them into the fray on that one. But, do whatever you want. Make your fucking card game. I don't know. Now here's one we didn't see coming. It's called Fallout Shelter. It's a mobile game for the iOS. Yeah, right, I know, right? What? Yeah, I'm just as confused as you are. But they're doing something a little different. I think they're innovating a genre here. They're not being dickbags about mobile games. I know, this is the first time we've ever seen this. They're not using long build times and terrible fucking systems like energy in order to force you to do microtransactions. Instead, they're just going to make, and stay with me here because I know you've never heard of this, a fun mobile game. What the fuck are you trying to do here, Bethesda? Are you trying to make money? Or are you trying to lend legitimacy to a genre? Come on, man. And finally, we get to the meat of the press conference, what everybody's been waiting for, Fallout 4. And they decided to sucker punch us right in our joy gland by showing off what I think is one of the coolest new features of the game, and that is the ability to build towns. Now, the crafting system itself is just fucking bonkers. Gives you a reason to go out and scavenge the wasteland, which I'm really excited about. But building entire towns, trade networks that support each other. God damn, I love games like that. Like, I get sucked into games for days for games like that. And now they're doing it in Fallout, one of my favorite game series of all time. I am going to spend thousands of hours doing this. I will never finish that game. I can tell you right now. I will never complete the main story because I am building towns forever. There are going to be just towns everywhere. Fallout fucking towns. I make hundreds of videos of towns. Orange Hatter, Fallout towns. It's all it is now. Not really. I'll put out other videos, I promise. But still, it's a really cool feature. It's probably the biggest selling point of the game for me so far, besides the idea of just more Fallout. So I love Fallout. But yeah, it's awesome, and I really like it. Of course, temper your expectations, because this is Bethesda. They tend to release things in kind of a weirdly broken state with tons of bugs. But, you know, it's Bethesda. It's part of their charm. Don't pre-order, of course. Wait till people look at it. But yeah, it's really cool features that are coming out of this new game. I'm really excited. But I'll stop yammering on about Fallout and move on before this video turns into, like, fucking 3 parts. Next up on the chopping block is Microsoft, and they kind of have a legacy of crappy press conferences. I'm looking at you, Kinect. Not literally, although it is looking at me. But yeah, let's see if they can bring something palatable to the stage this year for the first time ever. That would be nice. Microsoft is, of course, opening with their flagship franchise, Halo, featuring the world's first cardboard protagonist. It's a good time, and we're looking at Halo 5 gameplay, stuff like that, and it looks distinctively Halo-esque. Apparently the storyline is something interesting. Is he a traitor? Is he... I don't care. I haven't cared about Halo since Halo 3, but it's just me. Although, the multiplayer does look really cool. Actually, I'm kind of interested in that. Sort of a Battlefront, little AI, or I guess Titanfall-y style multiplayer that they've got going there with AI guys running around in big battles. It's really cool. Kind of cool little setup. I'm interested in that. The main game I could really give a fuck about. And the fact that they removed couch co-op effectively removed the only reason I ever played Halo in the first place, which was to sit on my couch and play it with my friends. So, you know, fucking dumb. But hey, they got Captain Anderson in it. That's really cool. Good job, Microsoft, pushing the envelope. And here we have something from, the team behind Metroid Prime? Does Nintendo know you're cheating on them? Man, this actually looks kind of interesting. I'm actually really impressed, Microsoft. I'm totally into this ReCore game. It looks like a little bit of fun venturing and with a cybernetic dog or monkey thing. It's pretty guy. Hey, Phil. No, Phil, stop. Phil. No, go back to ReCore, Phil. Phil, stop. Oh, god damn it, Phil. All right. And Microsoft interrupted the actual interesting thing that they had to show off right off the bat to announce backwards compatibility. Something they actually said about a year ago was impossible. And they said the same thing about the Kinect, that it was required for the console. Weird. I mean, I'm not calling you liars, but somebody might want to get some water for your fucking pants! Backwards compatibility is nice, though, and if it plays anything like the 360, I'm really excited to get back to the days of 13 frames per second in Mass Effect. Oh, and I guess they announced a new controller and also mods for Fallout 4 on Xbox One. Okay, moving on.
Xbox One. I know a lot of you out there are excited to play our next big title, Madden NFL 16, when it launches on August the 25th. Go Madden.
I'm going to take that as a no.
Best of EA for $5 a month, only on Xbox One.
Because god damn it, if I don't love paying a subscription fee on top of the online subscription fee I'm already paying, on top of the cable internet bill I'm already paying. Next up, Peter Moore, the most boring person on the planet, introduces us to Garden Warfare 2, the next Plant vs. Zombies bastardization. And it's another multiplayer, third-person MOBA. Next! Cars! Next! It looks like we're getting another Dark Souls game with Miyazaki at the helm. Hell yes, I could not be happier. Apparently there was a gameplay demo behind closed doors, but they didn't show that to anybody else. We don't get to see the fun gameplay. All we get to see is this nice little reveal trailer that looks like it might be happening in Anne Orlando, which is really cool. A return to the original Dark Souls. I'm super excited. Wait a minute, Miyazaki was working on this and Bloodborne at the same time? Miyazaki, do you sleep? Are they keeping you against your will? Blink twice if you need me to call Liam Neeson. Next up is a game called Gigantic, which is another multiplayer third-person MOBA. Next up, we're going to touch on some of the indie games they also announced. Things like Tacoma, which appears to be Gone Home in Space from the creators of Gone Home. We've got Ashen, which looks like Journey, only with all of the joy stripped out and replaced by gritty darkness. So, you know, perfect for Microsoft. We've got Beyond Eyes, which is a game about being blind. Which looks actually kind of interesting. And we've got Cuphead. Yeah, that's a video game you're watching there. That would be Cuphead. It is a game designed to look like a 1920s Disney cartoon, and I love it. This is amazing. I cannot wait to play this game. And now they're going to introduce their own version of Microsoft's early access called Xbox Preview, which, seems like a great idea. I mean, early access has never been a terrible idea filled with schlock and unfinished games that wind up being vaporware because the developers abandon them. I'm sure this will work out great. Speaking of developers abandoning their games, Dean Hall is here to introduce his next game that he's going to abandon. It looks like space. It's space. I guess you colonize the galaxy. It looks kind of interesting. Too bad we got nothing but a cinematic trailer to look at, but, it's space. Oh, it's the guys from Rareware. Let's hope they're announcing something really cool. Oh, it's a compilation of games. Well, it's worth it. It's got stuff like Conker's Bad Fur Day and the original Banjo. Oh, God, that's nuts and bolts. No, burn it. Kill it with fire. And then they go on to announce Sea of Thieves, which kind of strikes me as a cooperative Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, kinda. You seek out treasure, you float around on a ship, you get into ship fights. It seems kind of interesting. It's definitely something to keep your eyes on. Although this kind of trend of making shared world video games is a little bit weird, especially in this context, but we'll see how it turns out. Hopefully it's a fun little game that involves a lot of cartoony Rareware-ness and allows them to really stretch back into the form they were before, before they all left and went to go make a better game. Oh, hey, it's Fable. It's an isometric multiplayer game. We've seen this Fable Legends stuff before. Just go play Sword Coast Legends. It's way better, and way better. And now we come to the augmented reality elephant in the room, the HoloLens, which looks really fucking boring. Yeah, boring is the word I'm looking for. I'm not a huge Minecraft player, and I'm sure people who play Minecraft might enjoy this functionality, but until they show me something actually kind of nifty about this, I don't give a fuck. Then again, I'm not really a VR person. I don't really need this Oculus Rift or Morpheus thing. It's not really my jive. Although this augmented reality thing does have potential to make some games really cool, it also has potential to be another gimmick. Could be, another fucking Kinect. Am I the only person who gets a little bit annoyed when we're just remastering games from literally one generation ago? That's weird to me. That's really weird to me. Also, there's Gears of War 4, which is, I guess, the latest in the adventures of giant burly muscly men, and now, I guess, burly muscly women, fighting alien monsters on a weird planet that seems to have weather patterns more, akin to a heavy metal album cover than reality. But, it looks very genetically Gears of War, and I like Gears of War. I'm a big fan. And if it's the same thing, I will enjoy the same thing again. It's another Gears of War game. What really can you expect? They don't really show much. They show a little bit of one level, but it's more than most of the trailers they've shown so far, so good on you, the Coalition. I guess that's what you're called now. Good on you. And that looks like it's about it for Microsoft's conference this year. Better than most years, but I wouldn't call it my favorite. On the bright side, I've managed to go through most of this whole show without really touching the captain here. It's actually been a pretty good year. I'm pretty down with that.
Putting players first continues to be our focus at Electronic Arts. It's a
Yes, it's time for the Electronic Arts Conference. And, what joyous news can we hear from the people who invented Season Passes and ruined Dead Space 3? Well, let's sit back and find out. EA opened up their conference with a CG trailer for Mass Effect Andromeda, and as a huge fan of Mass Effect, I'm pretty interested to see what they do with this one. I hope they don't, ruin it, but, it's a new trilogy, so hopefully they'll do really well. Then it doesn't really show us much, though, other than, hey, there's new stuff to explore. Okay, robots and Mass Effect fighting, good, okay, moving on. But, that's a CG trailer for you. We got like 7 years of speculation before the game actually fucking comes out. But moving right along into more games powered by Frostbite. And by the way, if you can find games that aren't powered by Frostbite in EA's core studios these days, I would be surprised. The new Need for Speed looks really good, and also just looks like more Need for Speed. And I'm not a big fan of racing games, as you've seen from my almost complete indifference towards every racing game announced this year. But, people like the underground street racing stuff. It's cool, and I guess, moving on. EA had been focusing a lot on Star Wars when they started this conference up. They mentioned that it is the year of Star Wars. Of course, they're announcing a new expansion for the free-to-play game, The Old Republic. While the Old Republic, in my opinion, has become a microtransaction-laden hellhole, and I say that with a heavy heart because I really was hoping that game would be awesome, and I really played it for a long time. I still not. God damn it. I do like the fact that it is basically free for subscribers, so it's just basically a giant content patch, which I like a lot. But then again, I guess you can't really sell as an expansion pack for a free-to-play game. But you know, people still playing the Old Republic, and I know they're out there, are gonna like it. It looks like there's some interesting stuff going on, and I don't know, I haven't kept up with it, but I'm sure it's nice. And again, no actual gameplay here. It's all CG. Hey, look, it's another adorable little platformer, Unravel, where you're a yarn thing and you use your yarn to swing around. You know, when you think about that, that's basically like ripping off your own skin and using it to solve puzzles. That's metal as fuck. Sports! EA says that this face capture technology they're using for the NBA 2016 is nice and unique, but we all know what's going to happen. There are going to be a lot of players out there with dicks for faces. And to top off all of EA's sports stuff, we've got FIFA 16, which, you know, I really hope they've added the functionality to take massive bribes and run a corrupt organization that basically delegitimizes an entire sport, because I really want that FIFA experience. Alright, here we go. Mirror's Edge. We've been waiting for this one for a long time, and as somebody who really enjoyed the original Mirror's Edge, despite all of its flaws, I'm interested to see what a open world-ish Mirror's Edge looks like. They said it's free roaming and open. I don't know if that's actual code for open world Mirror's Edge game, but an open world Mirror's Edge game would be amazeballs. That would be great. I would love it. It looks really nice right now, and they're kind of eschewing all of the problems with the original things like gunplay, which sucked, like universally sucked. So that's awesome. Also, running around and doing parkour and all that stuff is going to be great. Motion Sickness Simulator 2016 is going to be fantastic. Actually, I'm pretty sure Motion Sickness Simulator 2016 is already on Steam Greenlight. God fucking damn it. And here it is, the one we've all been waiting for. It's Star Wars Battlefront, and about damn time, too. We've been kind of sitting on this one. This is pretty much the reason anybody's friggin' here. It looks pretty great. They devoted a lot of time to showing off the game, and they actually showed off a large-scale fight, which seems to carry the feeling of the original Star Wars Battlefront, which is awesome. That's what we all wanted. Epic battles, giant clashes between massive armies. It's great. I love it, and I'm so excited to play it. I hear there's some issues with controls, especially when it comes to flight controls, but hopefully those get resolved before its November launch, which will be good. Yeah, it's Star Wars Battlefront, and it doesn't entirely look like a Battlefield with a Star Wars skin on it, which is good. I'm okay with this. I was worried about that happening, actually, but I think we're okay. And that's about it for EA's conference, which is not bad. I'm not totally against short, condensed conferences. They focused a lot on Battlefront and Mirror's Edge. There was big showings from both of those. And there were a couple games we didn't really focus on, like the various sports games and Garden Warfare, which I already talked about. But for the most part, it was deep looks at bigger games, which is nice. That's good. Now it's Ubisoft's turn. I'm so happy about Ubisoft. And it looks like Ubisoft is going for a strong open 2 with the new South Park and the fractured butthole. God damn it, Matt Stone and Trey Parker. I just got that. I just got that joke. God fucking damn it. Alright, moving on. It's another South Park Stick of Truth game. So I'm in. I'm on board already. You've got my attention. I cannot wait to see more of this game. They then immediately followed up with another strong game called For Honor, which I guess is kind of another third-person multiplayer. Oh my god, he just chopped that guy's head clean off! Holy crap! It kind of looks like a mix between Dynasty Warriors and Chivalry, and it looks fucking awesome, actually, I have to say. I've been making fun of all the other MOBAs, but this one looks really legitimately fun. I'm actually kind of excited for both of these games. I really hope it isn't downhill from here. More cars. Next. What in the fuck am I looking at right now? What? Could somebody who actually plays Trials Fusion please tell me in the comments what the fuck I just watched? And now they're going to show off some stuff from The Division, which is in roughly year 14 of its marketing cycle. Eventually, we're hoping it comes out. And it looks like they've given us a release date of early next year. Let's hope that it doesn't get inexplicably delayed like every other new Ubisoft IP that isn't Assassin's Creed. Well, yeah, it looks cool. They've got some kind of, like, no-holds-barred multiplayer zones and PvP zones where you can just kill each other for fun. I guess that sounds like fun. I think that'd be enjoyable. I'm still kind of interested in the Division, but I've actually gone through an entire cycle during this ridiculous press timing that's like Square Enixian development cycle where I've been interested in the Division, completely lost all interest in the Division, regained said interest in the Division at least twice. So, I mean, can you guys just hurry the fuck up and release the game already? Or just stop announcing things so far in advance? Come on, Bethesda announced Fallout 4 5 months before it was set to come out. You guys don't need to do this. Come on, guys. I think I'm probably the only person who watches my videos who plays the Anno games. I really like the Anno games because, as I said about Fallout, I like building towns. So, you know, it's a fun little game, and it looks like the next one's in space. They're basically all been the same game since, 1505 or whatever. But, it's nice to see that they're still making them. And next up, here comes Just Dance. That's all I got. That's all I've got. My head's not even in the frame. After Just Dance, we've got some Rainbow Six Siege. So Rainbow Six Siege looks like an interesting game. It's another of the Rainbow Six franchise with the kind of assault multiplayer. The game's kind of built around the assault multiplayer. It's not the first time we've ever seen something like this, but I do like the idea, and I think the multiplayer will definitely be enjoyable. They show a demo against some AI that they consider really smart, and then we proceed to watch them mow them down through holes in the wall. So, I guess maybe the AI is not that smart. Trackmania has always kind of reminded me of Speed Racer in the best possible way. I actually really like the new Speed Racer, but I think that's because I'm an insane person. It looks like fun, and going really fast in a car is fun. I know this is the first racing game I haven't mocked, but it's also the first racing game that's actually interesting. And now we move on to the new Assassin's Creed, because like tax season, we knew it was coming and nobody asked for it. It's time to take a look at Assassin's Creed Syndicate. And really, Ubisoft, you should really focus on finishing your last fucking Assassin's Creed before considering releasing a new one. The annual release schedule thing that you've got going here with Assassin's Creed has managed to beat it like a dead horse. It's one of the fastest I've ever seen a game go from amazing to completely and utterly irrelevant within one ever. It's fucking weird. You guys have managed to beat Assassin's Creed, a really cool novel concept, to the ground. That makes me really sad because I like Assassin's Creed. I really want to like Assassin's Creed. But when you're releasing a new one every year, I'm just going to start skipping off years. Because seriously, the off-year games, I don't know. I need a break. I can't do this Assassin's Creed thing every year, Ubisoft. I can't do it. Finish your last fucking game. And man, oh man, Ubisoft has this whole thing about beating Tom Clancy's properties to death. A new Ghost Recon game, another open world game. I don't really care. This is not a big reveal to me. But then again, I've never been a huge fan of the Tom Clancy games. They go in the list of games that I just really don't give a fuck about. They're just not that interesting to me. Maybe it's just because I'm not really a contemporary spy or America type guy, but it just might be me. But yeah, Ghost Recon, I don't really care. In the interest of not, being terrible in video length and stuff like that, I've chopped this up into 2 pieces. So there's a second one, and you can find it by clicking the annotation right over there. And yeah, it just covers the other 4 big conferences, Sony, Squaresoft, Nintendo, and the PC Gaming Show, which I'm not sure is a conference, but I'm covering it anyways, because I feel like it. But yeah, so click on those, check them out, check out the second part to this video, and if you'd like, there's another button down there underneath the video for subscribing to my channel. You can check out the Orange Hatter. We do stuff like this. Orange Hatter Show comes out every second Sunday for you to enjoy. And thank you very much for watching this far and enduring my stupid commentary over 25 minutes of video games. And I appreciate it. You have a great one. Maybe I'll have to season pass your game. Deal, see you later, Electronic Arts. You fucking dicks. You fucking...